Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to this channel. In today's video, I will be showing you guys some great league battles with this new team I created. In today's video, we will be getting a 5-win and be doing some crazy plays. And with that being said, let's get on with today's video. Alright guys, starting for the first round, my opponent's first Pokemon is Excalibur. So this is a really good starter for us because my Mantine is a water and flying type Pokemon, meaning he counters both his metal and ground type moves. Since I think he figured that out, so he swaps out to Umbreon. Umbreon is a dark type Pokemon, and he doesn't counter Mantine, but both of them would do neutral damage, so I decided to swap out to Registeel. Swapping out to Deoxys, both of us would do super effective damage since my Deoxys has a fighting type fast move, and fighting is super effective against dark types. But dark type Pokemon are super effective against psychic type Pokemon, and Deoxys is a psychic type Pokemon. So I decided to swap out to Registeel because of that, because my Registeel does have a Focus Blast, which takes off chunks. Look at this. Sheesh. So he's left with barely any HP. I think I decided to farm him down right here. Yeah, but his dark type moves both of us do neutral damage with his dark type and my normal type fast move. But fighting types are just super effective against dark types, which did that much damage. So I decided to swap back out to Mantine to get ahead on more energy. And yeah, I also had a Bubble Beam ready. The reason Mantine is my starting Pokemon for this team is because of the attack debuffs. And like Mantine, you usually only have to use one shield, and then you'll get like two Bubble Beams off, and it's mostly almost every time a attack debuff. But for my opponent's second Pokemon, it was a Skarmory. So Skarmory is a metal and flying type Pokemon, meaning the best swap would be to Deoxys. Since Deoxys has a fighting type, it will do neutral since it's not very effective against flying types, but super effective against metal types. So, but I also had Thunder, which would do super effective damage, which you just saw there. But he swaps out to Excalibur, and Excalibur is a ground and metal type, so I ended up taking him out with my fast move. So yeah, his Skarmory is left with 1 HP after that fight, and my Mantine can come in and finish him off with a few bubbles. So yeah, so his Skarmory doesn't really do that much damage, but I end up taking him out, allowing me to get the first win. Good game to my opponent. Okay guys, for the second round, my opponent's first starting Pokemon is a Deoxys. So this can go two ways, because he could have Psycho Boost, no double moves, or a Thunder move or Thunderbolt. So Thunderbolt is a lightning type move, and lightning is super effective against both my water and flying types. So I had to be careful, because since his fast move is a psychic type move, not counter, I don't really know how many times he has to use his fast move to get to his charge move. So I have to play it safe here. And since he has a lot of attack debuffs, Thunderbolts will still do a lot of damage, but not as much. But his charge move ended up being Psycho Boost. It could be a bait still, so I decided to keep playing with Mantine to get as many attack debuffs as I could. But yeah, he's in the red zone for his health, and I'm still in green, which is good. And I decided not to use my shield too, because it could be another Psycho Boost, and it is. And on top of that, I think he also gets a attack debuff from his own move. So I decided to farm him down here to get ahead on energy, And for his second Pokemon, he takes out Alolan Raichu. Alolan Raichu is a electric and psychic type Pokemon, meaning he would do double super effective damage, since electric types are super effective against both my water and flying type for Mankind. So I would have to swap out to Registeel. Registeel does not counter him, but it's a safer swap due to his heavy bulk and defense and health. So he decides to swap out to his own Obstagoon, and Obstagoon is a dark and normal type Pokemon. You guys will see how much Focus Blast will actually do to him. So Focus Blast is a fighting type, instant dead. So I ended up taking him out right here. Focus Blast won't do as much damage, but I just decided to shield here since my other Pokemon won't do as much damage to him either. He kind of Raichu kind of counters this whole team. Basically, Alolan Raichu counters this whole team because of his Psychic and Metal type. So Deoxys is Psychic and Fighting type moves, and Electric type moves will do not very effective damage. Registeel would do neutral, and Mantine would do neutral as well, but he will be taking some heavy hits with his electric type fast moves. So I ended up taking the second round win. Good game day to my opponent. For the third round, I have a pretty good matchup right here, but this could go two ways once again because Hitmonchan is available to Lightning Punch as his charge move, but I decided to shield it here just to be careful, but it's probably a power-up punch due to how fast he got his charge move. Yep, it ended up being a power-up punch, but since it's a power-up punch, his attack rose, but my Bubble Beam will bring him back to regular attack stats, which is okay. But if he gets to a Lightning Punch, it will do as much damage as it should be without any debuffs or buffs. So I decided not to show that here due to how fast he got his charge move once again. But both of us are down one shield, and I ended up getting a Bubble Beam right here. And I think he ends up shielding this. Yep, he ends up shielding this, which is really good for me. So this allows me to swap out to any Pokemon I want because it will help me get ahead on energy. So I decided not to shield here because I could swap out to either my Registeel or Deoxys, and it ended up being a Thunder Punch, which instantly knocked me out. So I decided to swap out to Deoxys and get ahead on his energy. So my opponent ends up getting another charge move off, but I decided not to shield because Power-Up Punch and Lightning Punch will barely do any damage since this is a defense Deoxys. So for his second Pokemon, it is a Venipede, I think. Yep, yeah. So he is a bug and poison type Pokemon, making fighting types do not very effective damage to him. But my Thunderbolt did do lots of damage, half health right there. So if I decided to get to another one since my Focus Blast won't do as much damage to him since fighting types are not very effective. So I decided to shield it here since I thought that it would be a bug type move, but it ended up being a poison type. So Sludge Bomb is a poison type move, and poison types are not very effective against psychic types. But it was okay if I wasted that shield right there. But for his final Pokemon, it is Snorlax. So Snorlax is available to learn Superpower and Earthquake. I think Earthquake would do major damage, but Superpower would probably get me halfway health. So he ended up only using a Body Slam, which allowed me to find enough energy to get that Focus Blast. Look how much damage this Focus Blast does. Fighting types are also my Focus Blast is also super effective since Snorlax is a normal type Pokemon, and fighting types are super effective against normal types. So it only ended up being a Body Slam, and I ended up taking the win right here. Good game to my opponent. For the third round, my opponent's first Pokemon is a Scizor. So I haven't seen Scizor too much in the Great League, but my opponent's Scizor only has a bug type fast move, which does not very effective damage to me. So I could basically take all of his hits because they do. His Night Slash would do neutral damage. If he has a double move like Night Slash, or Iron Head, or a bug type, it would still do neutral damage. So my opponent's second Pokemon is a Obstagoon. He decided to swap out into Obstagoon, so I decided to swap out to Deoxys. He ended up doing a really good shield bait right there. I don't think he meant to do it, but it ended up working. So I decided to swap out to Deoxys since I do have a fighting type fast move. Fighting is super effective against both his dark and normal types. So I'm down one shield, and I ended up taking out his Obstagoon. So his second Pokemon is a Scizor. So I think he's gonna shield this. Yeah, he might shield this right here. Yep, so both of us are left with one more shield. My fighting types will do neutral damage against Scizor since it's not very effective against bug types, but super effective against metal types. So this is most likely gonna be a Night Slash. Yep, it will do super effective damage, but not enough to faint me. And I ended up getting another Thunderbolt, which I think he does not shield, and he takes the attack. Yep. So his final Pokemon is a Hitmontop. I don't really know his charge moves, yeah, but this is a bad idea. I thought that I could get to my Thunderbolts for Deoxys, which he might shield or not, but he ended up getting a lot of energy from that Deoxys. So I decided to swap out to Mantine, since fighting types will not do very effective damage against his flying type, since Mantine is a water and flying type Pokemon, so this will allow me to know his charge move. Wow, it ended up being a Stone Edge. Good thing I shielded right here because my Registeel can barely go up against him, even with that health. I think he would have to be in like in the yellow health. Yeah, this would be good enough for Registeel to take on, but he could have two double moves, but it looks like he's only going with Stone Edge, so I decided to swap. I decided to do a quick swap into Registeel to get ahead on energy, and so Registeel could take the attack instead of Mantine. Stone Edge is a rock type move, and rock types are not very effective against metal types. So yeah, I think he only had one move, Stone Edge, which did not very effective damage, and this Focus Blast will take him out right here. Yeah, it'll take him out because he's left with barely any HP. Nice. I ended up getting the third win right here. Good game to my opponent. Okay guys, for the fourth round, I end up getting a pretty good matchup. So my opponent's first Pokemon is a Machamp. So Machamp can learn Rock Slide. Rock Slide is a rock type Pokemon, and rock types are super effective against flying types. And Mantine is a flying and water type. So he ends up shielding it right here, which is really good because I could mirror his shields just to see what he's gonna throw. So yeah, this was a bad play for him shielding here, since I know now his charge move. So it only ended up being a Heavy Slam. That was kind of a waste of a shield, but it's okay, at least I know it now. So Heavy Slam is a metal type move, and metal types are not very effective against Mantine. So I don't think I shield here. I think I take it in, and it ended up only being a Cross Chop. So Cross Chop is a fighting type move, and fighting types are not very effective against Mantine. So I ended up getting another bubble right here, and I think this will take him out. Nope, it almost did. So at least I got a bit more energy. And since I know now both of his moves, he has a cross chop and heavy slam, I wouldn't have to worry too much. And it only was a cross chop right there. So good thing I didn't shield. He's left with no more shields as well. So I get a bubble beam on his Pokemon, his second Pokemon. His second Pokemon is a only psychic type, which does neutral damage to my Mantine. So I think I could get another bubble beam. Oh man, I couldn't get another bubble beam. That would have been pretty good because he would be on 2 attack debuffs. So I don't really have to shield here because I don't think he could learn moves like Night Slash Up. It only ended up being a Future Sight, which was good because it does not very effective damage to me. So yeah, this Thunderbolts will do some damage because psychic types are relatively buff with health and defense. So yeah, my thing barely did damage, but it still is damage. So his second Pokemon is a Nidoqueen. This could be bad because Nidoqueen is available to Earth Power, a ground type charge move. So I decided to swap out to Register just to get ahead on shields. So since he can learn Earth Power, I decided to throw the shield in right here. But it only ended up being a Stone Edge. So I think 2 Earth Powers maybe would faint my Registeel. So I ended up getting a Focus Blast right here. Let's see how much damage this does. Nice. So he's in good health right now. I think this is going to be another Stone Edge. I'm not sure. I don't think he had any double moves. It only ended up being a Stone Edge, which is really good for me. I think I try and do a farm down, or okay. I threw in the Focus Blast, and my opponent makes a really good swap into his next Pokemon in the back, his Uxie. So he ends up taking the hit, but his Nidoqueen is farmable, but he ends up getting another Stone Edge off, which will do not very effective damage. And I think I end up taking the 4th win right here. Yeah, with a farm down. But Lock On as my fast move is really good for Registeel. I think for all the Regis, just to get an extra energy boost for a charge move. Alright guys, that will be the end of today's video. Please consider showing your support by leaving a like, subscribing, and turning notifications on. With that being said, I'll see you guys on the next video.